Myology is the study of the muscular system. Muscles perform many functions. They provide mobility, produce heat, and are partly involved in digestion and respiration. They also form the walls of the cavities of the human body. Depending on structural and functional features, there are three types of muscle tissue. The smooth muscle tissue is a component of the walls of internal organs and blood vessels. The skeletal striated muscle tissue is a component of the skeletal muscles that provides their motion. The cardiac striated muscle tissue forms a muscle layer of the heart called the myocardium.
Watch more videos in the EasyAnatomy app. With EasyAnatomy, you can learn much easier and faster. We provide a comprehensive video library, related PDF notes, and atlas sections with engaging flashcards. Download EasyAnatomy from the link in the description.
The muscle cells called myocytes are structural and functional components of muscles. Each muscle fiber is surrounded by a loose connective tissue membrane called the endomysium. Numerous muscle fibers are grouped into muscle bundles, which are surrounded by the proper connective tissue membrane called the perimysium. Ultimately, a group of muscle bundles forms an entire muscular belly, which is surrounded on the outside by another layer of connective tissue called the epimysium. This structure gives muscle tissue four basic physiological properties. Excitability, which is the ability to detect the neural stimuli. Contractility, which is the ability to contract in response to a neural stimulus. Extensibility, which is the ability of a muscle to be stretched without tearing. Elasticity, which is the ability of a muscle to return to its normal shape after being extended. The general outline of the structure of the skeletal muscle includes the following parts: the head, which usually corresponds to the place of the beginning of the muscle. The belly. The tendon, which usually corresponds to the place of insertion of the muscle, sometimes called tail. Some muscles have an intermediate tendon located between the two bellies, such as the digastric muscle. In some muscles, for example, in the rectus abdominis, the course of the muscle bundles is interrupted by several short intermediate tendons, the so-called tendinous intersections. Muscles may have different shapes. Fusiform muscles, unipennate, bipennate, and multipennate muscles. Two-headed, three-headed, and four-headed muscles. Ribbon-shaped and orbicular muscles. When a muscle contracts, one end of it remains immobile. This place is called a fixed end, and the other end changes its location and is called a mobile end. Muscles perform their functions together with various anatomical structures, which are commonly referred to as additional structures of the muscle. These additional structures include the following: the fascia, which is a connective tissue covering of a muscle. Forming sheaths for muscles, fasciae delimit them from each other. The superficial subcutaneous fascia, which is located under the skin. Such fasciae are wide and surround all the muscles in a certain area. The deep fascia, which is a muscular membrane formed by the synergistic muscles, or the muscles performing the same functions. The deep fascia covering an individual muscle is called a proper fascia. A thin layer of loose fatty tissue is located between the surface of the muscle, its connective tissue membrane, and the fascia. Inserting into the bony protrusions, the fascia forms the so-called retinacula. They prevent the tendons from shifting to the sides and give them the correct direction when the muscles contract. Depending on the function, the following muscle groups are distinguished. Flexor muscles. These muscles carry out flexion. Extensor muscles. These muscles carry out extension. Adductor muscles, which carry out adduction. Abductor muscles. Such muscles carry out abduction. Rotator muscles. These muscles carry out pronation or supination.